First up today is Chalmers because Chalmers paid $5 to have priority on his answer today, and he's using an extremely old computer. I hate to tell you this, Chalmers, but a 12-year-old Gateway with only 384 megabytes of RAM and Pentium 2. It will operate Windows XP, but it won't run Windows XP, particularly with Service Pack 3 and you're running the newest versions of AVG. 447 megahertz is about a third of what Windows XP recommends as a minimum. And we all know that their minimums are designed to sell product, not to run the software. But based on the Pentium 2, the low processing speed, and the low amount of RAM, with Service Pack 3, I'm telling folks they need at least 3 times that amount of RAM, because Service Pack 3 added another large demand on the computers. So there's too many things, unfortunately, going on in your system, Chalmers. You really need to think about updating that system, because you're going to continue to have more and more problems. Vista, I'm going to say, Rada, if you want to keep that SDK software, you're going to have to contact them and see if they have any suggestions, or go to their support site. Or you can always use System Restore to recover your computer back to a time before you had that installed, and that should restore all of your theme settings as well. Greg, there's no place that I know of on the Western Slope for people to learn how to use Ubuntu. I tried to get a little group started up here in the Grand Junction area. Kind of fizzled out. I didn't have time myself to lead it, and it may come to that, so keep an eye on that, and maybe you can make a trip up here every now and again. Brill, what looks like's happened is your resolution is set too low, and you're using Windows XP, so just right-click on the desktop anywhere, go to Properties. After you click Properties, click Settings. After you click Settings, you'll see this little area here that looks similar to this. This is Windows Vista, so it'll look a little bit different on your XP, but your resolution is set too low. What you want to do is take this slider and slide it as far to the right as you can for the proper resolution for your monitor. Now, if you do that and click OK and it still doesn't work, it could be that your video card adapter driver has gone bad on you, and in that case, you're going to want to remove the video adapter. And the way you do that on Windows XP is right-click My Computer, click Properties, then you're going to get a System Properties window. Then you're going to click Hardware and Device Manager. And again, this is Vista, so it looks a little bit different. And then when the Device Manager comes up, find your display adapter or video adapter, click the plus sign next to it, click the video adapter itself, make a note of which video adapter you have, and then click the Remove or Uninstall button. Restart your computer. That'll force Windows to reinstall the video card, and you should be in good shape after that. Violet is another one of the many people that get caught with spyware and then have problems changing their wallpaper, and that's what's going on in your case, Violet. You need to go to my website and search for spyware and also search for wallpaper, both those terms, and you're going to find some tips on how to clean your system up, and then you'll be able to change your wallpaper. Sue writes in and says she's having problems signing up for the newsletter, so let's go ahead and try to do it myself here. I'm going to type in an email address. This is a fictitious email address. I'm going to click Subscribe Me. And all you have to do on this next screen is just type in these characters right here at the bottom. So I'll just type in D59. You click Subscribe, and it's done. You're going to get a confirmation email that you're going to have to click one link to verify that you were the person that signed up for the email newsletter, and that's it. So if you're having trouble reading this little characters here and they're too dark or not enough contrast for you, you can click the little wheelchair guy here, and then what's going to happen is you're going to get another window where it's going to read you some numbers, and then you just have to write those numbers down, and you can play this as many times as you need, and then type those numbers into the little box. Good luck. Betty wants to save pictures from her email onto her computer. Remember, Picasa doesn't have the photos. They're saved on a folder. Picasa just helps you organize the photos. And if you go to my website and just search for Save Pictures from Email, you will get this tip, and it is a video tip showing you exactly how to do what you would like to do. Donna seems to have exact opposite problem of an emailer we had earlier, where now her text is way too small. So go back to the beginning of the video. You'll see where I showed people how to change the resolution of your monitor, and when you change the resolution, you may have had yours on something less than the maximum resolution, which will make everything bigger. The other thing, as far as your picture folders go, if I go to a pictures folder, I think what you're saying is that when you were in a picture folder, you used to be able to see the photo thumbnails, but now you can't. All you have to do is click Views up here at the top, and you can make the photo thumbnails larger, or they'll be the names of the photos themselves. Gary, it appears that you were a little bit too aggressive with CCleaner. I'm not sure if you did the registry cleanup or maybe you did a startup. You went into the startup section of CCleaner and had problems, but apparently you did something that has prevented the computer from booting. The only thing I can tell you to do is to try to push F8 on your keyboard to see if you can get into safe mode. But again, without seeing your particular system and not knowing what you did with CCleaner, which is a pretty placid little program, there's no other way for me to guide you. Marty, you cannot. You're going to have to update your Windows to Service Pack 2 at the very minimum before you can reinstall AVG and even any of the new security software, because they want you to have that basic security updates from Microsoft before you install any other security software. Probably the best thing to do is go to someone else's computer, download Service Pack 2. It's about, I believe, 500 to 600 megabytes. I think it will fit on a CD or it'll fit on a flash drive. Take it back home and install it before you plug into the internet. Then you'll be able to install your security software. Howard, there's no way that I know to create a CD insert or a list of the songs you just burned to a CD from within Windows Media Player. You're going to have to open up your word processor and create your own manually by just typing in the names of the songs and the artists. Here's another computer user who can't change their background, and it's because, Kristen, you are infected with spyware. You need to get the spyware off of your system. Search for the word spyware at helpmerick.com. You'll find a lot of good tools and tips on how to do that. And then you can also search for wallpaper and find the little registry tweak that will help you restore the ability to change your wallpaper. Ariane asks, how do you get rid of your ADD? I don't know what you're talking about, Ariane. If you're talking about my newsletter that you may have signed up for, then you need to go to the very bottom of the most recent newsletter you received, and there'll be instructions on how you can unsubscribe. Robert, you are correct. This cybersecurity is definitely a fraudulent program. The best place to start is probably a tool called Combo Fix, and I would combine that with Malwarebytes and Spybot Search and Destroy. If you go to my website and just search for the word Combo Fix, you will find a tip on the tools that I use along with Combo Fix and an article from Bleeping Computer on how to use Combo Fix. Good luck. Don is having problems saving some photos from within emails, and he says he has to forward it back to himself before he can right-click and save the photo. It must be the way that they're sending it to you, and without seeing the particular email, can't help you, but that might help someone else who's having trouble saving embedded photos from their emails. Thanks for listening. Thanks for writing in this week, and I'll be back again next week with more of your questions and my answers.